Hey guys, a few days later, I got some parts, but this is going to require a little bit of modification. I'll try and show you everything you'll need to do this. But yeah, let me show you what's going on here. Okay, so I ordered a new intake pipe, and I don't know if you can tell, there's probably about 4 inches to work with right there. And this carburetor takes up most of that. So what I'm gonna do is this is like $5 or $6. I'll try and have the link in the description for this too, but you're gonna have to cut it off. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna try and get done in this video. Hopefully we can get this thing fired up. I had to go and buy some new bolts because this is what was holding the carburetor in before. They are metric. They're M5s. Yeah, M5s. And I got these washers will work. These lock washers are a little large. Hopefully, whoever's doing this in your area, you can find something that has been stolen out of the hardware store. But yeah, it made it a little tricky to find the right stuff. But these appear that they will work. It came with a gasket and some bolts, or yeah, these, but they won't fit into my reed set up there. So, alright, I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna mark it, measure it, cut it off, and we'll see what happens. Granted, I would prefer to have a hacksaw. It would probably be a cleaner cut, but my son lost it on me, so I don't know where that's at. I'm gonna use the next best thing because I wanna hear this thing run again, especially with this new modification. All right, safety first. Clear this out a little bit. Yeah, I need a better. Sorry about the noise. I mean, it's kind of that time of day. I just wanted to get this thing cranking. I appreciate you guys, all the ones that watched last time, because I think this thing is gonna be awesome. Okay, so I got that cut. Gotta clean it up a little bit. Don't worry, these pieces were not very expensive. I think it was like $7, if that. I mean, if you get one of these and you just try to use it the full length, I mean, obviously you're gonna have some issue with trying to use it on this bike. But I looked inside of it and there was just chunks of metal that's hanging down in there, so it tells you how cheap it is. So I'm not worried about that. Let me clean this up real quick and see what we can do. Awesome. Take my chainsaw file here. Appreciate all the comments and people coming in, some of the new stuff, the old stuff. I try to help out as much as possible. I mean, like I said before, I'm not an expert, but if I can point you in the right direction a little bit, awesome. Glad I could help somebody. I'm sure there's not everybody's going to want to do this, but it's really not hard. I mean, a hacksaw would probably have been a lot cleaner. But if you do it, make sure you clean all those burrs out. Don't cut too much. Make sure you have just enough because it's a tight fit in there. I used the plastic insert for the back of the carburetor for my measurement. Looks like we have just enough. I'm sure there's some cringing people out there like, using a chainsaw sharpener for hey, it works. It'll be fine. Oh, I did order the reeds for this, but I'm thinking if this is gonna be too big too, so regardless, those other reeds may not even work, so this might be the best bet for this application here. See that a little bit. See, might be all it takes. Cool. Seems to be lining up. My pinky fits. I mean, whatever, it works for you. But keep the motor loose while you're doing this so you can adjust it and move around. I have the motor just kind of tacked in place with some of the bolts. I'm going to actually take them back out. Okay guys, run into a little snafu. I don't think it's going to be too bad. The throttle cable won't work with the one that it came with. Well, I took the one off the old carburetor. Hopefully it'll give us what we need, because if we would have hooked, the other one up, it would have been full send right away, and I don't think that would have been a good idea. So, tricky looking. I don't think it'd be horrible, but it's got a release here for when you choke it. The only way to release it is hit the throttle and it'll release the choke automatically. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I don't want to hyperlapse too much, but I don't want you to sit here and make a freaking half-an-hour video. But we'll keep it going. This thing is crammed all the way in there. I think it's holding it. And hopefully that didn't ruin anything. I didn't even realize that, but they have the needle set like hard in there. Sketchy. Oh, okay. I think that might make it a little easier to put the throttle cable on now. Yeah, see, I think you just... What? They can't make it. Weird. That'll hurt. Like that. Okay. You hit the throttle, pops it open. Pops it open. So hopefully I have enough adjustment, because right now I think that's just a little too closed. Well, I'll figure it out. Might have to put a little spacer or something in there. Oh, it's a ZK carburetor. I don't know. Well guys, I got it in there. I'm running into a problem with my fuel line clamp. Figures. Almost there. And the thing is, it's really close to the exhaust pipe, so I don't want to slack on that. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm still hopeful that we can get a little something out of this thing today. Ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, for testing purposes only, I'm gonna let you know the fuel line is extremely close to the exhaust, so I'm gonna end up changing the fuel line system out because it's a little too loose for the carburetor inlet. I got the exhaust back on, I tightened up the motor just a little bit. This is just for testing. I want to see if we can get a little fire at it because I know the idle set is going to be off. It's going to need some adjusting. Yeah. But it'll be proof of concept if we get this thing to fire up a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to get the ground wire put on. I'm not going to put everything on right now, but get the ground wire on there. See if we can get this thing to do something. That's why we're all watching, right? Yeah, I really want this to work because I want my son to be riding again, and you know, somebody else in the future, you know, somebody watching wants to do it too. You know, you have a pretty good basis to what you need to do. Guys, the moment we all been waiting for. It's not leaking. I have a feeling it's gonna take a few pulls. I'm gonna put the choke on. That thing just moved. Huh? Well, sweet. Let's see what she does. Action juice here.